Macherie, en route to marry the king of Fennis, was assailed by unknown bandits. Mont came to her rescue, and thus the course of history began to change. The allied forces of Horn and Fennis. Against such overwhelming power, Leonis falls into a state of ruin. Mont and his father, King Elda, make for the allied kingdom of Wazette. His twin Stern and his mother Helena fall into King Moraga Fennis's clutches. However, against all expectations, Leonis allies with Horn and Fennis with Wazette, tilting the power balance. Moraga and a Sanctum-influenced Stern lie felled by Mont after brutal combat. However, that did not draw everything to a close. With the earth dyed crimson, the giant crystal has finally been awakened. The bearer of the third ring, Princess Lucielle of Ovis. Desiring this ring, Jaden invades with his joint army of Rundal and Heindler. Facing a fearsome assault, Ovis opens the kingdom's floodgates, and the castle soon becomes a fortress upon the lake. Meanwhile, Gernsback works to protect Oberon's betrothed, Princess Lucielle. What Jaden seeks is the ring in Lucielle's possession. Gernsback calls upon Garvel of the Armskillers Guild to go to Ovis, so that Lucielle's ring may be entrusted to his care. The battlefield moves to the lake. At the command of Rundal's ship, Moore beholds the unexpected. For on the deck of the opposing ship from Ovis stands her sister, Ramada. Alaya, younger sister to Oberon, now betrothed to Jaden. Despite the wars that rage, she travels to Rundal for her wedding procession. But it is Goga that awaits her. Alaya persuades the shinobi to ally with her, and together they head for Rundal. Her plan, to use the shinobi from Goga to assassinate Jaden. Meanwhile, in a distant, frozen land, Mont regroups with Engelbert and the others who await his arrival. By his side stands Macherie and Glaciella. With battles soon to come, the forces on both sides grow closer in might. The ice-covered land of Wazette. The allied forces of Horn and Leonis, led by Mont, begin their advance. Their goal, Wazette Castle. The rescue of Schitzelt, and the head of the tyrant Kuri. However, Kuri commands a secret weapon for use against Rundal. Melnia, who now sides with Kuri, plots to exchange Schitzelt for the ring. Mont is aided in the exchange of a fake, and succeeds in Schitzelt's rescue. However, Wazette activates its secret weapon, the Ice Golem. Its power overwhelming, Mont and his companions face a desperate battle. Khuri's secret weapon, the Ice Golem. An undying construct that is fed magical power from a research facility. However, Engelbert rampages under the spell of the magic armor, and the Ice Golem is destroyed with the help of an unlikely alliance. Ramada appears alongside Jaden, whose forces keep Melnia and Renell at bay. Seizing their chance, Mont and the others make for Wizette's throne room. There they defeat Khuri. Peace is brought to Wizette, and yet... Mont and the united forces of Leonis and Horn march for Ovis. While Stern, who currently hails to the Sanctum, strikes out in search of Gilgamesh after reuniting with his mother, Helena. His purpose? To confirm the truth of what was written in the diary of his father, Elda. Meanwhile, Oberon is torn between his love for his betrothed, Luciel, and his deep veneration for Jaden. As if attuned to his plight, trouble broods between Rundal and Heindler. Frustration amasses, and resentment festers. A dark cloud looms over both armies, but to what will it result? Jaden and Mont meet fiercely in battle, but the difference in their forces was great. Body and spirit battered, Mont is taken into Ovis Castle to recover. Seeing this, Luciel reveals her inner intentions. Her true identity is Shalza, the second of the Ovis sisters. What Shalza desired was to obtain a second ring for herself. But with the failure of her plans, she abandons Ovis Castle and takes flight. Determined to learn the whereabouts of the true Luciel, Oberon pursues. The army of Rundal remains, surrounded by the overwhelming numbers of the Sanctum's army, led by Sadali. Disguised as Princess Luciel, it was Shalza who commanded the forces of Ovis. Oberon leads his forces away to pursue Shalza, who bears an ancient ring. That conflict still dwells in his heart. Meanwhile, with Heindler departed, Rundal faces the Sanctum on its own. The Sanctum is joined by Abbott, the renowned former commander of Styria. With his magically amplified cannon, he rains fire upon the battlefield. But Jaden and his forces manage to advance closer and closer upon Sodaly. During this time, Goga secretly continues its nefarious preparations. Upon whom do they intend to turn their blades? Sodaly and Abbott stage their retreat. Rundal's momentum grows, and the pursuit is joined by Raldor and Shunak. Unaware, they march into a trap carefully woven by Sodaly. Rundal's forces are assailed by a horde of people gathered from across the land, followers of the Crystal Faith. Their overwhelming numbers begin to wear down the forces of Rundal, threatening to overrun them completely. Meanwhile, at Ovis Castle, Mont and the forces of Leonis rest their wounded and weary bodies. Learning that Sodaly sent his followers into battle, Mont takes to the field. There, he encounters Jaden once again. Raldor and Shunak fight furiously. Overcoming countless foes, they close in on Sodaly, who makes his retreat. Jaden, too, is not far behind. However, unknown to Jaden, disaster prepares to fall upon Rundal Castle. Led by the hand of Jaden's newly betrothed, Princess Alaya, Goga shinobi now silently lie in wait within the castle. Their goal? To capture Rundal Castle and take the head of Jaden's trump card, Grifford of Sonitus.
You expedited the wedding procession. You know not your own bride's whereabouts. And your castle is aflame with the bodies of Goga shinobi inside it. If you can see all that must be seen, why did you not foresee this?
It was just a chain of unfortunate events. These things happen.
These things happen? Is that how little Alaya means to you?
No! Alaya is my...
King Jaden never makes such mistakes. Not ever. You are not King Jaden.
What are you talking about?
Imposter! You shall not deceive me!
Oran! What have you...
The throne in that castle is not yours!
King Oberon has gone mad! Our king has fallen!
I must search for the one true King Jaden. The King Jaden of absolute perfection. I must serve him and dedicate to him my very all.
The intense war continues, and friends and foe alike withdraw from the field. Wounded in battle, the majority of the forces of Leonis retreat to Ovis Castle. Yet despite the odds, Mont continues to the front line in order to stop Sottile. There, he stands alongside Jaden to finally face Sottile. But the power Sottile commands is overwhelming. In their hour of need, Oberon joins the battle with an ancient ring in hand. However, upon seeing the aftermath of Gilgamesh's assault on Rondal Castle, Oberon turns his spear on Jaden. In the distant land of Tessera to the south were two bright stars of hope. Braving the raging seas, they reached Ardra and began to spread their faith. Day by day, the crystal faith grew, and soon churches dotted the lands. At one of his churches, Sottile learned something odd from the stained glass. The depiction of God matched that of the Winged One, said to exist in Ardra. That god, Gilgamesh, traversed time itself to destroy the Realm Scourge. Yet his plans did not unfold as he had envisioned, leaving the future hinged on the arrival of one who would bring about miracles, the bearer of light.
Join the Elrinell network through my blog, Patreon, shop, and more. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. We'll return soon with more data. The game never ends.